Welcome or welcome back. I am the Ink Archivist. Today I'm here with a mega unboxing from Goulet pens. I have a lot of limited edition fun goodies in here. So I thought I would be able to talk about general Goulet customer service. I thought I had bought quite a lot from them over the years, but I actually checked over my orders and I had bought the Pro Gear Northern Lights last year, just the pen, and then the orders from before that were from 2016 and 2014, so it's honestly been a long time since I've had a big order like this from Goulet. But I actually had it changed to my order and they got it done within 20 minutes and had the whole thing out the door in 2 hours. So I was very impressed by that. So as long as the change is correct, I'd say that's a very positive experience. Let's get into the package. I had been waiting to do this order until Ferris Press's release happened because I was dying to get the Carriage. And both of the other places you could get it, which was the main website and Atlas Stationery, sold out before the release, at least of the Carriage. So that's why I got it from good old Goulet. Oh my goodness. Got a nice little card. Sticker with their little ink drop logo. Spoilers for what's in the box. And not one but two Tootsie Pops. Very special. Wow. Got so much stuff. So here we have the bottles of ink that I bought. They are not kidding when they say they wrap their packages ridiculously well. Okay, my goodness. There is the Edelstein Ink of the Year Star Ruby. This is the Ink of the Year from 2019. I'm guessing it wasn't super popular. That's why they still had these, and they had them for sale. This is the Ferris Press Ink of the Year, the Fluttering Heart. So this was kind of the main reason that I made this order. And I'll go into more depth on each of these once I get everything unstuck. And there is Pelikan Edelstein Moonstone, which is also on sale. And I figured I really liked both of these colors, and so I figured I'd just get them while they were still on sale. Oh my. So we have tons of ink samples. And I will get to these in a moment. I'll go through all of them for you. And then we have two Kaweco collection pens. This is an older one, the lavender. I think this came out perhaps a year ago, but they're kind of starting to run out of supply of them, and I definitely wanted one, so I grabbed one now. And then this one, you can get focus there on that beautiful design on the side, is the Kaweco Toyama Teal, which just came out last Thursday. And then these two, I'll open up in a second. They are ink file holders. And then we have the Carriage. So now that I've brought you up a little bit closer, I'll start opening this. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so small in person. For some reason I thought this was bigger. It's super cute. And the box of this matches the box of the ink. Very cute. So you can see it still has the butterfly and jewel motifs on both of them. Now, if you didn't get the Carriage this time around, they are doing 2 more production runs of this, because they did sell out super, super quickly. Frankly, I wish it was just a normal production item. I think it's such a cool thing to have with your ink. So there that is. Especially since Ferris Wheel Press is so dedicated to the aesthetic of their inks and their products. I feel like having a little stand to show off your beautiful ink bottles just works so well. So, looks like the little velvet's already kind of coming off. To replace those. Huh. Oh well, it's just little stickers so you don't nick your bottle. They have the same at the bottom here. Kind of surprised you're already shifted like that, but oh well. And then I'll open the bottle of ink. Maybe should have gone through the bottom. I always hate opening bottles of ink because I'm always so terrified that I'm gonna rip open the packaging and ruin it. Okay, there we go. Forgot how these open for a minute. There that is. The Fluttering Heart. So this is a pink with a gold shimmer, I believe. We'll be swatching this out, so if you want to see a better look of it, I'll be, swatching with and playing with a lot of my new products today. Then I will show you my Cafecos. It's such a cute color. Oh my goodness. I just had to have one. I was more excited about this than the Toyama Teal. Don't tell anyone. So they didn't have a ton of sizes of this available. I actually wanted a broad or a double broad. I had to settle for a medium. And I have a new converter to put in here, but they didn't have any at Goulet, so I had to order them on Amazon in like a little 2-pack, but there you go. Gorgeous. And then the actual limited edition Cafeco collection pen that came out. I really do like that little design detail. So if you didn't know, for the Toyama Teal, it's based on Toyama Bay in Japan. And apparently off the coast of Toyama Bay, there are bioluminescent squids. And I hear that the pearlescence of this pen is based on that bioluminescence. So let's see if I can capture that for you. Yeah, it's really hard to see this. In real life, it is really gorgeous. So I've tried to adjust the lights and everything to try and get you the full effect of this pen, and I wasn't really able. Like, this pen is gorgeous, but you wouldn't tell from looking at the pictures or the videos online. Like, it really just doesn't do it justice. So if you're not impressed with the Toyama Teal, perhaps try see it in real life. If you're going to a show or something, maybe make a point of trying to get a glance at this, because it really is stunning, but hard to pick up on camera. So now we'll take a look at Edelstein Star Ruby. Oh my goodness. I haven't bought an Edelstein ink in a long time, so I forgot they had little foam inserts to keep their bottles safe. It's quite fancy. Not much to say about Edelstein ink bottles. They really speak for themselves. Like, I don't think there's a better looking bottle of ink on the market. At least in my opinion. Suzuki is my favorite line of ink, but and their ink bottles are gorgeous, but I think I prefer this. Just something about like that thick glass bottom and the lettering really does it for me. And then you gotta love the packaging too. So cool. And here's the Moonstone. Getting a little better at this. Which is a nice gray, of course. Beautiful. Very much looking forward to that. I have Topaz, I believe, and properties of that are very good, so I assume I'll be liking those. So I guess it's time to try and open the vial holders. Got 2 of them. I tried to buy vial holders on Amazon and they came to me completely crunched and broken. So I guess that's what I get for trying to save a few dollars. Yeah, you could tell these are of much higher quality. It's like night and day. Beautiful. Very nice. So I guess I'll keep this over here and I'll put my ink samples in as I go, but I still have this other one. So let me pop out this one while I'm at it. And I have old ink samples I just have left in bags, so it's going to be so much better and nicer to have these around. So let's go through some samples, shall we? So I have Platinum Lavender Black. This is part of their classic series, and these go on pretty bright and then dry to a darker finish, if I understand it correctly. Colorverse Witch by Starlight. This is a Goulet exclusive. I didn't think it was really funny. I didn't know this before I purchased the Colorverse Ink of the Year, but Goulet even has like a whole paragraph about how you need to be careful with how glittery these are. So I learned that lesson the hard way, but hey, now you don't have to. Or maybe you already saw that notice. Here's Pelikan Edelstein Mandarin. I have been meaning to try this ink out for so long. It's honestly a little embarrassing. So glad to have it. I really loved Sailor Gentle Apricot, so I'm kind of looking for a replacement for that ink. It has been retired. And then we have Platinum Citrus Black. So this is the other classic platinum ink that I got, like the lavender. So I think I'll probably love this ink, but we shall see. Why is this being so stubborn? Huh, Top Bro just doesn't want to cooperate. So now we have Jacques Herbin's Vertigris. Don't speak French. And it translates as like a greenish gray, which I think is funny because every single review I've seen of this ink says that it's teal, that it's like a gray teal. So, but I've been obsessed with that ink. I have been looking at everything about it. So I'm very excited to have it. Roar Inklinger Alt Goldgrün, another one that I probably should have gotten, ages ago. I love muddy or olive greens, so this should be right up my alley. Then Ferris Wheel Presses Edwards Gardens. So I wanted to put this in the Toyama teal. I think it'll be a good match for it, so I'm excited to try that out. Then we have Pelican Edelstein Olivine. Again, another Edelstein ink. I'll put it by this other one. But I've been interested in getting a few more of those because, frankly, I really like the bottles and the packaging. And of course, the properties and quality of the ink are good as well. So another Jacques Herbin Bleu Calanque. Again, looking to get some more bottles of Jacques Herbin. I was at one point I was trying to put them by each other, and I failed miserably, so I'm gonna have to reorganize them. So this is Sailor Yurimeko Suki Gokuro. So this is part of their new line of Yurimeko inks. I think it's the second line, and these are color shifting inks, so they go on dark and they become kind of lighter and more colorful over time. And they all have the heart kanji in the name. So heart is kokoro in Japanese, and the inks that have it come second have gokuro because in Japanese sometimes you get rendaku, which is the changing of one consonant to another if it's contained within a word. It's a little confusing, but so that's why the ko turns to go in this instance. So Sui Gokuro is the heart of elegance, and it's a green, I believe. Guess we'll see. And Jacques Herbin's Bouquet d'Antan. French is hard. So this is like a dusty pink. It's coming up very bright in the bottle, so that's got me interested. Can't wait to see what that actually looks like on page. Last bag here. Organic Studio Henry David Thoreau. Love me some Thoreau. And it's one of the most popular inks on Goulet's site. It's got some interesting properties. I believe it's a sheener. So, this ink is funny. Lamy Amazonite. Goulet had a video a long time ago going through the office and having everyone talk about which pen and which ink they were using, and I felt like half the office said this ink. So I was like, I don't know what's up with this, but I'm gonna find out. Jacques Herbin's Rule d'Ancre? I don't know. Apparently has a cult following, so again, we're gonna see if we can figure out why. Might be joining the cult. Ferris Wheel Press, The Velvet Ballet. Can't say anything today. Or hold anything. I have a friend who loves ballet, has been doing ballet for years now. Thought it was so cool that she got into it as an adult just to enjoy. I feel like people kind of give up on trying new things and engaging in hobbies, so big kudos to her. And if I like this, I'll get it for her as a birthday or Christmas present. Then we have Lamy Mango. So they still have the Mango pens, which were limited edition from a year or a few ago. I wasn't keeping track. And so I thought I would get this and try it, and perhaps if I liked it, I would get the bottle and the pen. I kind of don't think I will though, because it has a bit too much yellow in it for my tastes, but being surprised is like half the point. Now we have Yurimeko Date Gokuro. So same as Suki Gokuro, color changing Yurimeko ink in the second kind of wave of them. Date is dandyism. What a great word in English. So it's like the heart of effervescence. So such a cool ink. And this turns into like a fuchsia magenta color. So I have a feeling like we're gonna get along. At first I thought There's no way I'm gonna get a bottle of either of the new Urameko inks, but the more I look into them and think about them, the more they're winning me over. So I guess we'll see. And then we have Organic Studio, Ralph Waldo Emerson, another classic, out of the park kind of ink, you know, super popular, cool properties, literary reference. It's got it all. So there we go. I'll have to reorganize all of this because I did a really bad job. Don't even know what I'm doing here. But I'm going to fill up some pens and I'm going to start showing you some swabbing and just play around with these, talk about some of the new releases that are upcoming. So stick around. So now I'm going to go through which pen I'm going to fill with which ink for the ones that I am filling. And this is kind of an honorary inclusion. It's the only ink that's not from today that I'll be filling in a pen and showing you. It's the purple Jade Rabbit. I won't show myself filling all the pens. We'll be here all day and I'll waste all your time. So that one is going to go into the Kaweco Lavender that I got. And then for the Fluttering Heart, what better than a Pro Gear Slim Sakura Saijiki. Then I have the Ink of the Year for 2019 Star Ruby. And I don't own a red pen, so I will be putting that in a Hawaiian Ripe, which is kind of it's a weird color. It's like a pinky, a little bit orangey. And then for the Toyama Teal, now in case you were wondering what I changed on the order and if it was changed, I had accidentally ordered an extra fine or a fine with this, and I asked them, oh, could you please give me a broad instead? And they did, so it was super nice of them. They got it right. It took so little of my time, so that was great. Really happy about that. And as I said earlier, I'll be putting Edward's Gardens in there. And then I have Verdigris for my Pen of the Year Soda Pop Blue from 2002. And I have the Suki Kokoro Heart of Elegance for my green Kaweco. And then I have two more. I'll move these out. So I have my Yoseka Refresh, which I don't think I've shown before, and my Pro Gear Slim Wisteria. I'm putting Lavender Black into the Wisteria. And Roar and Klinger Alt Gold Green will go into my Refresh. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll get back to you with the writing samples and everything. In the interim, I thought I would show you a close-up of the Carriage with the Jade Rabbit ink in it. This is what I intend to display it with, not the Fluttering Heart ink. I'm honestly kind of surprised because the pattern on the Fluttering Heart is just so simple compared to a lot of their other ones, or like the Jade Rabbit I just showed. So I feel like for a display piece, one of those would have been a nicer choice. So 8 years later, and the realization that I need more than one syringe, I am ready to do some sample writing here for you. Now, originally I intended to do all of the inks I got, but I've kind of realized that would take far too long. So I will either be doing a part 2 or I'll just wait for reviews to do them individually. So I'm starting out with Sailor Urameko Suki Gokoro. But yeah, let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see more of. I'm more than happy to try to prioritize a review if you need something. This is a very cool ink. It kind of goes on a bit like navy and then dries to a green finish. I don't think I shook up the vial well enough, or perhaps the way they syringed the sample. You just didn't get a lot of shimmer and glitter in here. I didn't even realize at first that this was a glitter ink, but when I was looking stuff up at the site, it said that their first line, people were kind of upset that the inks were so light you couldn't see the shimmers. That's why they did darker colors. So that was interesting. So here we are with the Toyama Teal. And Edwards Gardens by Ferris Press. I think I needed to put more ink in here. That's not the pen, I don't think. And this ink is just an absolute dead ringer for the pen. Whoops. I don't think you get kind of closer to matching the pen's color without it being, you know, an intentional kind of package deal. So I'm quite crazy about that one already. I think that might be the first Ferris wheel press that I get the large 85 ml bottle of. And then here is the one ink I didn't get today in a Kaweco. This is a medium. I should not have put this in a medium. I really sort of switched the Toyama's broad nib and this medium for each other. I had originally intended to buy a replacement double broad nib, but in my haste to get my order together, because you know, all the carriage and everything was going so fast, I completely forgot. And again, I messed up the nib for the Toyama Teal initially too, so that was a very stressful release from Ferris Wheel Press. But it seems like they still have ink and the carriages will come back. And if you wanted the pen, Atlas Stationery still has their supply coming in at this point, it seems like. So still opportunity to get anything you want, just kind of a pain to get it. And I absolutely love this ink. Again, it's a pretty good match for this pen, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought this would... It has like a slight bluish tone that's different from the lavender. I thought it was going to be more pronounced. It's really not pronounced at all. Here is the Edelstein Star Ruby in my Sailor Pro Gear Slim Hawaiian Ripe. And I am very happy that I really like this ink. Because I bought a whole bottle of it, so kind of better like it at this point. But it's not a true red at all. It's very pinky, and I like that because I'm not the biggest fan of red. So this works for me. Great properties too, from what I can tell so far. Obviously these are all kind of first impressions, so my opinions of these may change as I kind of grow accustomed to them and use them in different pens and in different situations. So this is the Ferris Wheel Press, the Fluttering Heart. Whoops. You know, this really reminds me of last year's limited edition, which I think was the Lady Rose and Gold. I have a bottle of that, so whenever I do a full review or a part 2 of swabbing everything, I'll have to get that out. And see how close it is. Yeah, this isn't super pinky and it's very light and hard to read. I'm not going to do cursive because without the shading, it's hard to read. It does shade very lovely, in a very lovely way. But like even in my zoom nib here, as you can see, I'm kind of struggling. And here's the Wisteria with the Platinum Classic Black Lavender. I was really impressed by this, I will say. I love the way that it starts at this very vivid lush color and then it dries very readable. I think that's very fun. And it actually, you know, has a bit of practical application since you can kind of have your cake and eat it too, with having a fun color and a dark color. And I do switch between print and cursive like that all the time, just in my normal writing. Just depends on what pen I'm using. Again, I find some of these are much easier to read when you print and have the shading on there, whereas with the EFs and everything, I tend to like to do cursive. 2 more to go. The Refresh and the Soda Pop Blue. And the Soda Pop Blue had the Vert Degree from J. Urban. And this was one of, if not the ink I was most excited for out of all of these. And I can't say I'm that impressed so far. It really is nice to try out a bunch of samples before you get any bottles. You can add up a cart, you know, with free shipping from like Anderson Pens or Yoseka for $40 or the like, and get a lot of fun out of trying them. And sometimes things like this just end up surprising you. Like, I didn't think I would care for the black lavender at all, but I really like that. And I thought this would be a slam hit, but I'm not really loving it so far. But that could change. First impressions aren't everything. I think the thing that's kind of getting me is it's way more gray. Like, there's not much of that teal color at all. I thought it would have a little bit more pizzazz to it. I'm not really getting that. This one also surprised me, but not in a bad way. I think in my head I thought this was like a almost black ink, and then in person I'm like, that's quite bright for what I thought it was going to be. But then like looking at the photos, yeah, this is the ink. So I don't know what I was thinking. But I do really like it. This is right up my alley. So I do intend to get Edelstein's Ink of the Year, Rose Quartz, and the Diamond Inks of the Year, which are Celadon Cat and Sailor's Warning. And Monteverde has an ink coming out called Viva Magenta. So if you're looking for reviews or swabs of any of those, I will be obtaining them when they come out. I think most of them are slated for later in the month. So perhaps check back in if you're curious about any of those, but here's what we had for today. A really lovely bunch of inks. Like, I'm gonna keep playing around with the rest of them, but it looks like I've got some winners. So again, let me know if you need any more information on these, any tests you might want to see performed on these specifically as well. But that's what I got for you today. Let me pull this out so you can see everything at once. There we are. Thank you for joining me on this very long haul. I hope that you got something out of it. And I hope to hear from you about what things you might want to acquire. This is a big month for releases. There's tons of ink, tons of pens that have come out and are going to come out. So I'd love to hear what's exciting you. Thank you, and bye.